I've been over the years I've been seeing complaints about the Ministry of Kashmir Affairs. I think the first one I saw was in 1952 was Abbas who did this, the first complaint about the Ministry of Kashmir Affairs, and I see this quite regularly in terms of. So I would just appreciate having your views upon. I'd like to know more about how the ministry.
What it really means is that we have been 100 years under the foreign rule, and we unfortunately still maintain some of the slavish traits that we inherited, you see, in 100 years. So many generations have passed, and it will take us a little time to get out of that. Basically, there's nothing else which is wrong. It is only those traits, the authority you want to exercise on people, like the slavish mentality. It is that they want to exercise an authority more than what they really deserve, and then comes in the clash. And secondly, there has been a sense of retreat on the part of the Pakistan bureaucracy with regard to Kashmir, and the responsibility which they themselves caused to devolve on them in the ceasefire agreement in 1949. India has been holding them on that account by their neck as a hostage for what happens in Kashmir, and therefore they try to put their foot on whatever activity is generated here on this side of the ceasefire and on our side with regard to Kashmir. But then there is nothing hard and fast in the rules. It's only a question of opportunity, and one being able to skill, one able to exploit or use it. For example, with me here in 1970-74, I didn't allow the Ministry of Kashmir Affairs to do a fig about anything. They were absolutely outcast, and they didn't know what to do with themselves. So here again we are, and we're not allowed the Kashmir Affairs Ministry to interfere in anything whatsoever. We don't let them do it. So it's not really, it's only a question of skills, or at the most of expectations. For example, you expect something good out of me and that doesn't happen, something reverse takes place, then you start complaining. It's something like that. But for example, we expect that the Kashmir Affairs Ministry should help us building up the movement of liberation, movement of freedom and accession. And if they don't do that, we feel that they are redundant and they're not doing their job. And then they resort to some other stupid things, you see, which they otherwise should not. That basically, and then in this anomalous position of not a defined position of relationship between the government.
Well, this is what I've never seen.
Yes.
Any kind of ordinance, law,
no.
or
no such thing defining relationship between Kashmir Affairs and ourselves. So in this case, then you are at liberty to use your skills. Whichever is more skillful, he has the ground.
Both sides can do that.
Both sides. Then bureaucracy is almost the same, whether it's in America or in England or in they have their own way of dealing things, and we are the politicians have always been at little war, not exactly war, but a position, not a happy position, unhappy position with the bureaucrats. And this is the most complicated of all the issues that confront Pakistan and India, and maybe more than this region. So these conflicts will go on taking place, you see.
I did a study in Nepal called, the subject was how the bureaucracy sabotages decision making in Nepal.
Yes,
and,
everywhere.
I did this I of course have worked in Nepal, and I spoke to the knowledge, but the colleague I did it from my university was a specialist on bureaucratic politics. He had never been to Nepal before, but he knew the principles because he had seen this generally applied everywhere.
Yeah, this is generally applied everywhere.
The thing that amazed me is the Nepali bureaucrats just wanted to talk to us. So I've never had such a good discussion. I thought we'd never get approval first place for the project. They approved it. Then I thought nobody would talk to us. Everybody wanted to talk to us and get. So it was very fascinating.
That's what it is. But there's nothing very, very serious about it, doesn't it? Only as long as we are not doing anything about Kashmir, that way, actively, Ministry Kashmir Affairs, this, that, and the other. You see, have some sort of to while away the time. They have to do something.
Does it complicate things for you?
Beg pardon?
Does it complicate things for you? You have certain
Sometimes
policies.
it does. Sometimes it
That was
does.
the main thing I wanted to know, whether the
Not to us here.
Kashmir government.
No, not to us. To the government at this time when I'm here,
Yes.
sitting here. Not now. But sometimes it does complicate things. So see, it reduces the size and quantum of Azad Kashmir to appear to be simply local authority and not a government in that sense capable of handling the Kashmir issue. That's what they try to bring it down.
I've seen some references in press or literature that calling the ministry the new viceroy.
That's what some people say. We haven't done that, but some
But you
people.
could, but it's manageable if you know how to do it.
Yes, of course, it's manageable. Very rightly put it. Yes.
Next meeting.
Yeah.
Next meeting.
Yes, I think we have had enough for today.
Well, you've been very kind. And,
No,
we will have another meeting with
It's in the
the
mutual benefit.
President.
I learn out of it, and you may also be getting some
no,
information.
it's very useful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
फिर जनाब राब्ता कायम कर लूँगा।
Yeah. Kal khane par we meet on lunch. Maybe we can have a sitting also before lunch, and then go to lunch.
We have a lunch here.
We will have lunch here. Yes, this is easier, convenient. This is convenient. Yes, we'll have lunch. We'll keep talking.
1 बजे फिर 1 बजे हम।
Thank you very
Yeah,
much for
wonderful.
all your links.
So we will again come here tomorrow.
1
At 1
o'clock.
o'clock
Fine.
we will have discussion and
We'll
then
have discussion and lunch together. So
Good luck.
combine.
Very good.
Combine it.
Okay.
I hope you had some sightseeing here or not. ये तो इसका तो मैं बता नहीं था लेकिन वैसे ही हमने